Welcome to Pitch on the Run, where we interview founders about their company and they pitch us what they're building. Talk to us a little bit more about Drink Key. Tell us a little bit more about the founding of the company, how we got here, a little bit more about the drink itself. I'm here with Karishma, the co-founder of Drink.
Key comes from a personal need. I was living the problem for many years. I was working at Apple, helping them launch the Apple Watch, traveling to Asia every 3 weeks. Yes, it was intense. A lot of jet lag, which also means I was drinking a lot of coffee.
Okay.
Kevin, I was drinking 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day.
3 to 4 is a lot.
And by my late 20s, I had PCOS, thyroid, and I had a caffeine-induced anxiety attack at my desk.
At your desk at work?
At my desk at work.
Okay.
I did not get out of bed for 2 months.
Oh, wow.
I thought my career was getting hit by a truck. So the doctors kept telling me, you need to give up caffeine. And I was like, I don't know how to function without it.
I don't know if that's an option.
Yes, that was my response. And then during COVID, I started looking at caffeine alternatives, matcha, you name it. Nothing was working. I was at a startup where I met my now co-founder, who is a scientist by training. And she introduced me to ketones. And ketones have been around for decades in the supplement space because they are what your body burns fat into for energy. And I tried it, and it's the first time something worked where I felt this different energy that was sustained, smooth, without any crash. And I looked at her and I was like, we need to make this accessible to everyone.
All right, so tell us about Drink Key.
Hi everyone, I'm Karishma, a new energy drink made with ketones. No sugar, very low caffeine from green tea. The magic ingredient is that ketones are what your body naturally makes when you burn fat. So when you're running and you're out of glucose, your body starts to burn fat into ketones, and they give you super smooth energy, no jitters, and no crash at all.
Who wants to try some ketones? First reactions.
Tastes good.
Yeah? What do you think?
Very yum.
It's pretty good. It's not too sweet, which I like. I hate sweet.
Nice. What'd you use for sweetener?
Allulose and natural CBN. 100% natural ingredients.
So, my name's Kevin. I've been doing Pitch and Run since 2019, and I'm grateful to work with great brands who want to give free stuff to our Pitch and Runners.
I'm grateful for all of you and the community that we've been able to build in New York. Thank you so much for showing up and supporting us. And also, it's our 2-year birthday today.
Yeah.
So excited to celebrate with all these new faces.
So tell us a little bit more about the founder journey.
Yeah, so we did 100+ formulations, and ketones in their raw form are super bitter. And we kept trying, and every time we would be like, nope, doesn't work. There were moments in time where I was like, can we really launch a supplement in a fun lifestyle product? So that was hard. The second thing for us is we decided to launch Key in retail in New York, which is the hardest market to penetrate. Yeah. And so there's independent stores. So I remember I really wanted to launch at West Side Market, the one that I used to shop at close to my place. And the store manager, Indian guy, and I was like, of course he's gonna give me a chance because I'm Indian and by association. I walk in and he's no. I showed up at least 15 times and then he decided to take a bet on us. And the first few weeks, we weren't pulling as fast as a Celsius. So he took us to off shelves. I went back in again and I said, I'm gonna come in and sample every single weekend. And believe it or not, I did for 2 months. And then we started blowing. So the hard moments, honestly, when you're building a brand, you do all this work behind the scenes that people don't realize, but you're selling into every single
Individual store.
And then rejection. And you know what? You get rejected, but you still have to put your head up and you're like, okay, I'm still gonna come back.
What was the first this is gonna work moment?
The first big win for us was we got an award for best beverage the first year that we launched. We won best energy drink of 2025 from the industry. It's the first time I validated that This industry is built to run things so wrong, which is caffeine, and we're doing something right.
And then tell us a little bit more about Drink Key. What are the ingredients? What's in it?
Yeah.
And real quick, when I'm walking into my New York bodega, which you're in the majority of today, why should I search for the green Drink Key can?
Yeah, so typically energy drinks, they either have a lot of sugar or a lot of caffeine or both. So 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine. When you drink it, you get a lot of jitters or a crash. We're built on a completely different magic ingredient, which is ketones, which is what your body burns fat into. And it's a different energy. It's like smooth, it's long lasting, sustained without any crash, and
Amazing.
it doesn't have the high caffeine dose.
There's founders out there that are building their own products and working through going from something that doesn't exist. You have that key insight where you say, okay, ketones are the difference. It's a big jump to go from ketones to an actual energy drink. Walk us through a little bit of that process, develop the product.
So we did two big things the first 2 years to develop the product and the brand. So number one, we started doing product formulation with some food scientists and beverage scientists. We did over 100 formulations, which means like hundreds of samples of formulations. And ketones that actually in of itself are super bitter and have a strong aftertaste. So that was our biggest hurdle because we were taking something that's been inside the gyms in the elite athlete world as a supplement to the everyday consumer as a lifestyle product. Taste has to be everything. So spend a lot of time on the formulation, and which involved me playing with the formulation at my own apartment and working with scientists. So that was our biggest hurdle in
So
the
you
beginning.
tested 100 different flavors to land on 3?
Yes. We tested about 20 flavors, but every flavor had at least 5 iterations. So like hundreds of rounds of samples, batches. And then we did taste testing with about 200 consumers. And that's how we landed on our final flavors.
Amazing.
And then the other thing we did was we validated the market by doing consumer research, where we asked 2,000 existing energy drink users, what do they want in their energy drink? What is lacking? What do they like about it? And they all said the biggest issue was artificial ingredients and high caffeine.
And you solved those?
And we solved those because everything in Key is 100% natural. It's the cleanest energy drinks where you don't have any problems after drinking it because it works with your body. And it also gives you sustained energy without any crash because of the ketones.
And then if you're watching this video and you want to buy a case of ketones, what should we do?
If you want to try Key, the cleanest energy drink, use code PitchKey15 for 15% off.
At drinkkey.com.